Was it really so bad? Being a latchkey kid, being the foundation of Generation X, what did it actually do to us that was so bad that we had to learn problem solving, resilience, how to handle emergencies, etc., etc.? If nothing else, our childhood prepared us for being the adults we are today. And little did they know when they took away the pensions and threw us into the 401k bouillabaisse that being latchkey kids was going to be a life skill that helped us figure it out. Now, a lot of us did not start looking at it that way. Some of us may have been a little, what do you mean they left us at home? And we didn't do the same to our children, supposedly. But this isn't a channel about parenting tactics. This is a channel about pulling up your bootstraps, regardless of where you came from or what you started off with, and making sure that you are the adult that you want to be. In this channel, we talk about retirement. We talk about the next phase of life, regardless of how you've managed things so far. It's not too late. It is never too late because we're still inventing it. We are redefining what this next phase of life probably will even be called retirement. That has a ton of connotations along with some fear, some, oh my gosh, that's the end. What do you mean I'm retired? It is not the end. It is your chance. It is your chapter to reinvent yourself in your life to what you always thought it would be. When we were 10, and I use that just as a roundabout two-digit age when our mothers went back to the work or went into the workforce, not even back to the workforce, they went into the workforce, and I was not thrilled about it, but I was also 10 years old. But looking back, I applaud those women, and you should too. But what it did for us as kids at home, they had no idea the strength that they were putting into our spines. And something that we need to look at now, especially with those of you who had kids, they're now more than likely adults or right on the cusp of it. If you protect them too much, and this is where we should all be grateful we didn't get that, normal discomforts are scary. They don't know how to handle it. Have you noticed that? They will figure it out. We all have to. But for those of you who are just having your crops of babies now, the next generation, probably the greats and the grands to us, look at the way your parents were raised. Do a pleasant blending, a fusion between the way they raised you and the things that they could have done differently that would have made you a little bit less cautious, a little bit more bold, and a heck of a lot more brave. There's a difference between healthy support, whether it was us as we were being brought up or the attention that you give your children or your grands. Healthy support versus overprotection. Overprotection does not create or raise strong, independent adults, regardless, male or female. Yes, you want your women, your girls, to grow up strong, knowing that they are just as good, they are just as strong, they deserve equal pay, equal opportunities, etc. However, you overprotect them, and you're going to create an adult who is wary, scared, fearful, unconfident, willing to let somebody else make the decisions and tell them what to do. You're going to create somebody you don't even want as a friend. And let's give credit where credit's due. We are better adults because of the childhood we had. Now, are we better financial masters of our retirement? No, probably not, because especially now that we're taking care of our parents, we see how little attention most of them paid to their own futures, whether they were just busy paying for us, etc. But they've had 30, 40 years since we left the house to get something together, but their pattern of life was very different, and a lot of them didn't do it. I know that my two parents, mother thought she was marrying into a retirement plan, and my dad, he just always kept doing his passion projects, which was fun because He was the example that I'm emulating. Will I fully retire? Not anytime soon. Do I want to quit having to go outside the house, do this incredible commute, fit everything else in the periphery of my life? No. But I'm currently crafting my life the way I want my rhythm to be. And I've decided that this job, I still enjoy it. I enjoy the work I do. It is a tool that I am using to move me forward into the next chapter of my life with confidence in my numbers. Do you know your number? I sat down and I actually know how much every month, right now, today, I need to produce. Then I looked at it and figured out what I need in retirement. They're not so far apart, just the categories shift where right now I'm pumping a lot of cash into my gas for the vehicle to do this commute. That actually gets moved into other categories when I retire. But I don't live high on the hog, so to speak. I have always lived a comfortable but not excessive lifestyle. When I got this job and raises would come, I made certain, because this is the first time I'm a full-time employee in decades. I've been a consultant and a contractor all this time. So each time this company gave me a raise, whether it was a performance-based or a cost of living raise, I just moved that over to savings. I just beefed up those retirement funds, my cash fund, etc. I did not allow my lifestyle to creep. Now, granted, I was in my 40s when I started thinking of retirement, and I was in my early 50s when I started this job. So I was long past wanting to keep up with the Joneses or have the next name brand, whatever. And a lot of you, if my younger self is out there listening, you're still in the rat race trying to do the trappings, the social media look at what your life should be. It's time you laid that down. Pay your dues now. Your future self will thank you. But we had to learn on the fly what we needed to start thinking about with retirement. And a lot of us didn't do that till later. Again, I was in my 40s before I really gave it serious consideration. A lot of you in the comments are telling me how you started with your very first job and you had great counsel back in the day, etc., or a great example from your parents. And that is great for you. I didn't have it. A lot of us out here did not have those whispers of wisdom or examples to emulate. So for the rest of us who did not have that or who chose to ignore it, I'm sure somebody in my past did try to tell me that I need to save for retirement because eventually I wouldn't want to work anymore or I wouldn't physically be able to work anymore. I am certain somebody did. But my youthful brain, the one that's out there kicking up her heels, having a good time, only worrying about the next paycheck and what that's going to buy me, yeah, she didn't pay attention. We have got to pay attention now. So if you don't know your number, down in the description, I've got Master Your Money Plan. This is a basic budgeting workbook. It's free. Go and grab that. Figure out what you need today. And then additionally, there's a retirement reality reset kit that is available for you, along with a corresponding spreadsheet to really get into the nitty gritty and figure out what you're going to need for retirement, because you need to know that number as well and to start living on it today. We know how to solve problems. Thank you, Latchkey kids and mom and dads being in the workforce. We know how to solve problems. Our competence, our abilities, our confidence in ourselves was born out of having to come home every afternoon and take care of what we had to take care of, including more than likely your siblings and dinner, and then get up the next morning and get your own self going. This is one reason why we've been moving at the pace we've been moving all these decades. But as we approach this next chapter of life, we can slow it down. So we've got the confidence, we've got the competence, and we know how to make the best of a struggle. So if you've got a little bit of struggle left ahead of you, or if you find out that you've got a gap between what you have for retirement and what you need for retirement, and you're going to have to work a little bit longer, so be it. But we want to make the best of that as it stands. So did Gen X have a perfect childhood? At the time, it seemed pretty cool. I won't deny it. To be able to make your own decisions, it was almost like every day was a long summer. But was it the way to raise a child in today's standards? No. I don't think that sort of child rearing practice would be tolerated today. But are we really in a better situation how the children are being raised into this adulthood? Because we're not parenting children, you're raising future adults. So our millennials and that, what is it, Gen Y? Yeah, or Gen Z? Gen X, Y, Z? Anyway, we're Gen X. So whatever the generations are between Gen X and millennials and the ones that are popping out today, yeah, I said popping out, how we parent them, how we encourage them, letting them struggle in order to problem solve, these are life skills. These are things that as new hires have come in, you really wish the parents had done a little bit different. But with that said, we are no worse for wear. We're better for it. We figured it out. Here we are facing retirement, and we'll figure this out too. All right, so I'm Jenny. I post twice a week. I post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Sometimes I've got a jigger of gin. And this pretty much turned out to be more of a rant than an informational video, but so be it. Hope it was entertaining. You guys like, share, subscribe, keep coming back. Somebody in your life needs to meet me. Send my videos to them. I'll see you soon. Stop recording. So there is, and again, the bracelets, noisemakers. Let's just move them back here. Oh, this has gone off the rails.